and welcome to Box Thoughts, another episode where we are going to talk about finding motivation. Now, a lack of motivation can come from a number of different places, and it's something that I'm sure a lot of us have experienced before. And it can come from not wanting or struggling to start with studying, doing an assignment, doing any kind of chores, or it can even go as far as figuring out what to do next in life after hitting a dead end. And a lack of motivation can lead to procrastination, which can then lead us towards a negative spiral within our own mental health. And it can also be very difficult to be able to find motivation. But in this episode, we're going to run through some steps or some tips to be able to help you find that motivation. So we're going to go through that now, and there are 4 steps that we can look at to be able to help make the whole process a lot easier. And normally, once you start the first step or start working towards the task at hand, typically motivation tends to follow through and catch up with you as well. So the 4 steps that we're going to go through are: first, set specific goals. So whenever you're trying to achieve any kind of task, we may be overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done, and we kind of find it hard to figure out exactly what needs to be done to then figure out what needs to be done to achieve that goal, or how do I achieve that goal. So setting very specific goals of what you want to do for that day or for that entire project or that task makes it a lot easier for you to figure out exactly what needs to be done to then lead to how do I achieve that goal, or what do I have to do next to complete that goal. The next step is to set timeframes. So if you have any assignments, then the due dates are your timeframes. Or if you want to achieve something, then you can say within 1 week, I want to be able to have achieved XYZ. Or by the time I'm this age, I want to be able to have so on and so forth. And that way you can make it very set on what you want to achieve and when, so that you can hold yourself accountable towards achieving that goal. Otherwise, you can say, I want to achieve this, and then take 1 month to be able to achieve something that could be done in 1 day. And that'll just lead to further procrastination, and the motivation will just never come through, and you'll never be able to find it. The third step is to break it all down. So that kind of comes towards answering what needs to be done to be able to achieve the goal. So through here, you break down exactly what needs to be done to be able to achieve that specific goal that you have. So it could be, tomorrow I want to be able to write down everything, and I want to speak with this person, or start reading the assignment to figure out exactly what needs to be done. Next step could be, now that I know or understand exactly what needs to be done, say for an assignment, now I need to figure out what are the steps that I need to do. So step 1, I need to write up a report. Okay, well, what does the report have to be based on? Start doing some research, start opening up some tabs on your research topic. So break it all down so that it's very clear and succinct on exactly what needs to be done to be able to achieve that goal. And then the last step is to review. So as you're going through, take some time to be able to stop and reflect on how far you've come, how much time you have left on your time frame, and have you achieved any of the set goals that you've achieved? If you had multiple, how many of those have you completed, and how many is left? So that you can then adjust your plan accordingly, so you know exactly what needs to be done and what is left, and how much time you have left. And it just takes a lot of the pressure away from you, from stressing out, thinking, I have all of these things left that I have to do with not a lot of time. But break it all down and reflect so that you can see how far you've come and how much more you have left, so that the motivation keeps pushing you to take you to the end, so that you can see, I've done everything and I've done all of this that I've been holding off for so long, and I've done it all in this amount of time, and I have 1 week left, and I have all of these 2-3 things left. I'm sure I'd be able to do it, and the motivation will carry you through to the next. So having all of this written down makes it a lot easier to be able to follow through with the entire progress line, because you're able to visually see how much you have completed and how much is left. But we'll now go through and cover our first quote, which is do it for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. So only you can put words and turn it into actions. Everyone else can only tell you what to do or give you advice, but the only person who's ever going to be able to actually do anything out of that or do something for yourself is yourself. So if you want something bad enough, then you are the one who has to go ahead and chase after it and do everything that you need to necessary to achieve what you want. So don't rely on someone else to be able to carry you over the line and be able to get you through to there. But that pretty much covers this topic of finding motivation. I'll close off on one last quote, which is only two people you should be aiming to make proud: your 8-year-old self and your 80-year-old self. And if you must compare to anyone, then compare yourself to who you were yesterday. But that pretty much wraps up this episode. So I hope you find some motivation out of this episode. But thank you so much for tuning in for yet another one from Box Thoughts. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.